Welcome back, English learners. My name is Marco, and I am joined by
Erica.
How are you, Erica?
I'm doing great, Marco. And you?
Excellent. I'm doing really well, and I'm really excited about our lesson for today.
That's right. We've got an intermediate lesson today, and we're going to study some real English.
English that you use every day, right?
That's right. English that native speakers really use.
Exactly. And today, as Erica mentioned, we have an intermediate lesson. And not only is it intermediate, but it's a business lesson.
Yes. So today we're listening in to a sales meeting, and we're going to learn some great, useful English to talk about sales strategies. So we're going to learn English for sales strategies, for making suggestions, and for responding to suggestions.
Great. So why don't we take a look at our vocabulary preview for today?
Vocabulary preview.
So our vocabulary preview is a part of our lesson when we teach you some really important words that will help you to understand the dialogue better.
Okay, great. So that is what vocabulary preview is. We have 2 words for you today, and we can start off by looking at the first one.
Our first word today is drive sales.
Drive sales.
Drive sales.
To drive sales, and that means?
To increase sales.
Right, to sell more.
Exactly. So to drive sales.
Okay, so now let's look at our second word, and it's an interesting one. It's promotion.
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 So Erica, what is a promotion exactly?
Okay, so here we're not really talking about getting a better job, right?
Okay, yeah, not like a job promotion.
No, we're talking about a marketing strategy.
Okay, so I can give you an example. Suppose that I want to buy shampoo.
Uh-huh.
And if I go to the supermarket and I see buy one and get one free.
So that's a 2-for-1.
That's a 2-for-1 promotion.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
That's a sales promotion. Or
perhaps the shampoo in the supermarket is less expensive than usual.
Okay.
Usually it costs $5, but today it costs $4. That's a sales promotion.
Great. So that's a really good marketing strategy.
Exactly. And we'll hear this word in our dialogue today.
Great. So we are ready to listen to our dialogue. It's going to be pretty fast, so it might be a little bit difficult to understand.
But don't worry if you don't understand everything, because later in this lesson, we're going to explain all the important words and phrases.
All right, people, we're holding this meeting today because we've got to do something about our sales, and we need to do it now. I want concrete solutions. How do you plan to drive sales? Roger.
Well, in fact, we're the most expensive in the market, so maybe we need to lower our prices to match the competitors?
Lower our prices. Not very creative. It'll never fly with Swan. What kind of thinking is that? Jeez. Anyone have a better plan? Natalie.
Perhaps a promotion. Maybe a 2-for-1 offer or something like that.
What? That's the same thing. Bad idea. Really bad idea. Damn it, people, come on. Think. The CEO will be here any minute.
Hello, Mr. Swan.
Oh, Mr. Swan.
Hello, Mr. Swan.
Do we have any ideas yet?
Yes, Mr. Swan. We were kind of considering a 2-for-1 offer to get more competitive.
A 2-for-1 promotion. I kind of like the sound of that. It sounds like something we should consider.
Yeah, exactly. That's just what I was thinking. In fact, it's a brilliant idea. I'm glad we thought of that. Very creative.
Okay, so an interesting manager, right?
I don't know about interesting. Maybe I would think bad manager.
We're going to talk about him later on in the show. But now let's take a look at our language takeaway.
Language takeaway.
Okay, so language takeaway is the part of our lesson where we teach you the most important words from the dialogue. All these words that we are going to focus on can be found in today's dialogue.
Exactly. So we have 3 words for you today. Let's look at the first one. Match the competitors.
Match the competitors.
Match the competitors.
Match the competitors.
Great. So we have some examples for you so you can listen and try and see if you can figure out what match the competitors really means.
Example 1. We guarantee that we can match the competitor's lowest price. Example 2.
It's impossible for us to match the competitors. Our costs are just too high.
Example 3. Do you think we can match our competitors' prices and still keep our quality high?
Okay, so I see that match the competitors means to be as good as or better than other companies in the same industry.
Exactly. Match the competitors.
All right, so let's move to our second word today for language takeaways, and it is in the market.
In the market.
In the market.
In the market.
We heard this phrase in the dialogue, and it means in the industry.
Exactly. I can say, for example, English Pod is the best language pod in the market.
So, of all the podcasts that teach English, English Pod is the best.
Of course, no
Yeah.
doubt about it.
I totally agree.
Right. Or I can give you another example. iPods are the most popular MP3 players in the market.
So, of all the MP3 players in the world, iPods are the most popular. So, let's move to our final word for today, and it is
It'll never fly.
it'll never fly.
It'll never fly.
It will never fly.
So this phrase sounds a little bit strange.
I know, fly? Are we talking about an airplane here? What's going on?
Exactly, but we're not. So we're going to give you some examples and try and guess what it'll never fly really means.
Example 1. This marketing plan will never fly. It's just too expensive. Example 2.
What? You want to sell bikinis in Alaska? That'll never fly.
Example 3. Brad told me his idea for a film script, but the story will never fly. It's not interesting enough.
So it means it won't work.
It won't work. It's not a good idea.
They'll never agree.
Exactly. Great. So now we've seen a lot of useful phrases and we are ready to listen to our dialogue a second time. But this time it's going to be slow.
So you'll be able to understand a little bit better and you'll be able to hear the words and phrases we were just talking about.
All right, people. We're holding this meeting today because we've got to do something about our sales. And we need to do it now. I want concrete solutions. How do you plan to drive sales, Roger?
Well, in fact, we're the most expensive in the market. So maybe we need to lower our prices to match the competitors.
Lower our prices. Not very creative. It'll never fly with Swan. What kind of thinking is that? Geez. Anybody else have a better plan? Natalie?
Perhaps, a promotion. Maybe a 2-for-1 offer or something like that.
What? That's the same thing. Bad idea. Really bad idea. Damn it, people, come on. Think. The CEO will be here any minute.
Hello, Mr. Swan.
Oh, Mr. Swan.
Hello, Mr. Swan.
Do we have any ideas yet?
Yes, Mr. Swan. We were kind of considering a 2-for-1 offer to get more competitive.
A 2-for-1 promotion. I kind of like the sound of that. It sounds like something we should consider.
Yeah, exactly. That's just what I was thinking. In fact, that's a brilliant idea. I'm glad we thought of that. Very creative.
Okay, great. I hope everyone understands a lot better now.
And I hope everyone could listen out for some of those key words.
Right, so now it's time for us to take a look at Fluency Builder.
Fluency Builder.
So with Fluency Builder, we try to help you increase your fluency. We take a word or phrase that you already know and show you how to say it a little bit more naturally, a little bit more like a native English speaker.
Right, and we have 3 of these words for you today.
Yeah.
Let's start with the first one. Okay, so often students will say something like,
I'll be here soon.
or...
I will arrive soon.
Right, and these sentences are correct.
They're totally fine, but I think there's a better way to say this.
Right, and we heard it in the dialogue, so let's listen to what the person in the dialogue said.
The CEO will be here any minute. The CEO will be here any minute.
Okay, so be here any minute. He'll be here any minute. It just sounds a little bit more natural.
Yeah, I think I use this phrase quite often. He'll be here any minute.
He'll be here soon.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so let's move on to our second phrase for Fluency Builder.
So this phrase will help you to learn how to say I'm thinking about something in a better sounding way.
Right, so you can say something like, we are thinking about a sales strategy.
Or that sounds like something we should think about.
Right, and it's perfectly correct.
Yeah, there's no problem with this.
But in the dialogue, we heard something a little bit different, so let's listen to it.
It sounds like something we should consider. It sounds like something we should consider.
So consider sounds like a pretty natural way of saying it, right?
Yeah, and you know what? I think it sounds really kind of smart.
Yeah, it sounds more formal even.
A little
at
more
times.
professional.
Yeah. It's a good word.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. So let's move on to our third word.
Marco, you already said our third word.
Oh, yeah, I actually did. Brilliant. That's a great word right there.
Yeah. A lot of people might say, that's a great idea, or great. But in the dialogue, we heard another way of saying the same idea.
That's a brilliant idea. That's a brilliant idea.
Okay, so this is great, but I would have to say that it's a little bit more British English.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there, but I also think it sort of gives more power to this idea that it's a good idea, brilliant idea.
That it's a really, really good idea.
Yeah.
I like that word.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're ready to listen to our dialogue again a third time, but at its normal speed.
All right, people, we're holding this meeting today because we've got to do something about our sales, and we need to do it now. I want concrete solutions. How do you plan to drive sales? Roger.
Well, in fact, we're the most expensive in the market, so maybe we need to lower our prices to match the competitors?
Lower our prices. Not very creative. It'll never fly with Swan. What kind of thinking is that? Jeez. Anyone have a better plan? Natalie.
Perhaps a promotion. Maybe a 2-for-1 offer or something like that.
What? It's the same thing. Bad idea. Really bad idea. Damn it, people. Come on. Think. The CEO will be here any minute.
Hello, Mr. Swan.
Oh, Mr. Swan.
Hello, Mr. Swan.
Do we have any ideas yet?
Yes, Mr. Swan, we were kind of considering a 2-for-1 offer to get more competitive.
A 2-for-1 promotion. I kind of like the sound of that. It sounds like something we should consider.
Yeah, exactly. That's just what I was thinking. In fact, it's a brilliant idea. I'm glad we thought of that. Very creative.
All right, so listening to this dialogue makes you think about this boss. I'm pretty sure everyone has had a manager or a supervisor that's similar to this guy.
Yeah, this boss, Clark, I would have to say he sounds like a terrible person to work for.
Yeah, that's true. If you're a manager, you want to motivate your employees.
I think it's the most important thing a manager does is to encourage his or her employees and to help support them to grow and to be better people in the job. And this guy is totally not doing this.
And you can tell because they are a little bit scared of talking, and he cuts them off with saying, oh, it's a bad idea, give me a better idea, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I could never work for a guy like this. You know, my first boss that I had when I first entered the workforce, course. I was in a very junior position and I was working for a large company, and the general manager of the company, he was amazing. He was so encouraging. He knew every single employee's name, first name, and he would, make an effort to stop and say hello and ask them how things were going. And you know what? This left me with such a good feeling about the company that I really wanted to work hard for this company and try my best. And I think that I've never met such a great boss as this guy.
No, I think that's true. Definitely, if you have a boss that's encouraging and motivating like that, it makes you work harder and makes you feel part of a really special team. And that's something we can all agree on, and I'm sure all our managers out there do the same.
In the business environments of Europe and America, sales meetings aren't just important platforms for driving corporate performance, but also key opportunities for professionals to demonstrate their expertise and communication skills. Each meeting is full of both competition and opportunities, requiring managers and team members to quickly convey key information, analyze market trends, and propose constructive solutions through strategic language use in limited time. In such settings, mastering core vocabulary and common expressions becomes especially important. For instance, the phrase drive sales is widely used in American and European market contexts, meaning to boost sales performance through various promotions, advertising, and market strategies. Meanwhile, promotion can refer to either marketing campaigns or discounts or special offers, often paired in actual discussions with competitors' pricing strategies. G. Match the competitors. To form a complete discussion, such expressions not only help teams accurately grasp market information, but also make the conversation sound more professional and effective. In a typical sales meeting, a manager will often start by addressing current challenges, such as intense market competition or declining sales, before asking each department to propose practical solutions. To tackle these challenges, sales teams often drive sales by lowering prices or launching promotional campaigns, a strategy common in European and American markets. Correspondingly, managers frequently tell marketing to match the competitors, striving to match or beat competitors in terms of price and quality in a fiercely competitive market. In such discussions, drive sales shows the team's commitment to boost performance as a core goal, while match the competitors is a strategy to deal with market rivals, showing we're working together internally and how tough the competition is. The business communication culture in Western enterprises emphasizes directness, clarity, and pragmatism. In the United States, participants in many sales meetings typically express their views using concise, impactful statements like, "We need to drive sales by launching a new promotion," an approach that's both straightforward and action-oriented. In Europe, while the communication style may be more gentle and courteous, professionalism and precision remain equally critical in professional settings. European managers often emphasize data-driven market analysis in meetings, stating, "Our competitors have lowered their prices, so we must match them to remain competitive." This phrasing demonstrates acute market awareness, while highlighting the importance of maintaining brand advantage in highly competitive markets. For business English learners, grasping the practical significance of these core expressions is essential. Exploring terms like drive sales and promotion not only builds vocabulary, but reveals their dynamic application in real business dialogues. For example, hearing promotion in a sales meeting might signal an upcoming buy one get one offer or discount campaign, while match the competitors indicates potential price adjustments to maintain market position. These expressions are commonplace in Western business environments, serving as both communication tools and strategic foundations for responding to market changes. Furthermore, business meeting interactions often carry competitive urgency. Managers typically open discussions by immediately focusing on sales improvement and calling for actionable plans. In this context, sales teams must precisely articulate how their strategies will increase sales using expressions like drive sales, while simultaneously fielding questions from managers and colleagues about competitor pricing or whether sales pitches are compelling enough. Here, match the competitors becomes a frequent talking point. This direct, efficient communication model challenges both language accuracy and teams' quick thinking skills under pressure. In such contexts, business professionals must not only master these core vocabulary terms, but also be able to naturally incorporate relevant expressions into conversations to form coherent discussions. As demonstrated by many Western companies in sales meetings, Team members thoroughly prepare beforehand so everyone understands current market conditions and competitors' strategies, enabling them to propose actionable solutions during the meeting. Through continuous practice and real-world application, professionals gradually develop an efficient communication style, one that fosters structured, in-depth discussions while enabling swift consensus building in cutthroat markets. In developed economies like the U.S. and Europe, business English has become a must-have workplace skill. Whether in sales meetings, strategic discussions, or client negotiations, getting your point across clearly is crucial. Western business settings encourage open dialogue and direct communication, with team interactions often being direct and energetic. For professionals looking to get ahead in international business, fluency in phrases like drive sales, promotion, and match the competitors not only sharpens market insight but also demonstrates top-tier professionalism. Put simply, in Western business environments, sales meetings serve as key proving grounds for a company's competitiveness and teamwork. By mastering these common business English terms, professionals can articulate ideas more precisely and spot opportunities faster in fierce competition. The next section will explore how to have productive conversations in meetings, using real case studies and dialogue models to boost real-world business English skills, showing how to keep discussions professional and productive when making or responding to suggestions. In Western business culture, sales meetings are more than just places to share information. They're vital platforms for strategy development, teamwork, and market response. Each meeting reveals how teams use adaptable communication approaches to achieve goals based on current market conditions. Here, language isn't just a communication tool. It's key to driving decisions and implementing strategy. Western sales meetings frequently feature specific expressions that help participants exchange ideas efficiently while showing they're trustworthy and professional. For instance, drive sales is a frequently used term in these meetings, directly addressing the goal of boosting sales and helping teams focus on core objectives like improving performance and increasing customer demand. In sales meetings, drive sales typically means achieving targets by adjusting marketing strategies, launching promotions, or changing pricing. For example, in the U.S. market, promotions are key drivers of sales growth. Through discounts, giveaways, and limited-time offers, businesses can quickly attract many customers. In these discussions, teams often propose strategies to boost sales, with drive sales becoming the central focus. Whether through better products, more advertising, or integrated channels, this term represents everyone's shared goal: driving sales growth. However, truly driving sales isn't as simple as just proposing a plan. It requires aligning with existing strategies and competitive conditions. Many Western companies use the match the competitors approach, adjusting how they position their products based on rivals' pricing and promotions. This helps companies keep pace with competitors while staying price competitive. Yet this strategy isn't perfect, especially in highly competitive Western markets where price wars often lead to short-term gains rather than long-term brand value. Many managers push back, arguing such strategies lack innovation and won't deliver lasting competitive edge. Here's the improved translation incorporating the expert suggestions. In these situations, marketing and sales teams are bound to disagree. For instance, in a typical sales meeting, the marketing lead might suggest attracting consumers through promotion, while the sales team could push for the more direct drive sales approach, trying to pull in customers fast with price cuts or freebies. The discussion usually boils down to how to combine pricing, quality, and promotions to create a workable sales plan. Finding the sweet spot between promotion and drive sales has become a common challenge for Western companies in sales meetings. In Western business culture, promotion is a must-discuss topic in sales discussions. Western markets are super responsive to price changes and deals, with consumers often deciding what to buy based on price tags, making promotion an effective tool for driving sales growth. However, promotions aren't just about discounts or giveaways. They require thorough market research, analysis of shifting customer needs, and custom tweaks for different periods and products. For example, holidays like Christmas are prime time for sales, and coming up with eye-catching deals during these periods often takes center stage in sales meetings. That said, beyond promotion, Western companies also put a lot of weight on brand image building and improving the customer experience when driving sales. In many cases, sales growth comes from customers connecting with the brand and their shopping experience, not just price cuts. Western firms prioritize CRM, staying in touch with customers through emails, texts, social media, and other channels, while using customized suggestions and rewards programs to boost loyalty. In sales meetings, walking the line between price competition and brand preservation has become a key challenge for many companies. To tackle these challenges, Western companies' sales meetings typically require team members to propose actionable plans. These strategies extend beyond slashing prices to spur demand. They may include innovative promotional tactics, product diversification, and differentiated pricing approaches to boost sales. In this process, participants must thoroughly understand market trends, consumer needs, and competitor strategies to develop practical solutions. Consequently, Western sales meetings are filled with heated debates and strategy clashes, with every suggestion carefully examined. Final decisions typically result from weighing multiple factors. In these sales strategy discussions, promotion often serves as a key tool to meet targets. However, its effectiveness depends on thorough market analysis and a solid understanding of customer needs. For example, when a company launches a buy one, get one free offer, success hinges not just on price but also on target customers' buying habits, how the promotion gets communicated, and competitors' responses. Many Western companies combine promotion and drive sales strategies, using comprehensive marketing campaigns to expand market share. Yet discussions between managers and teams often get tense, especially when proposals face skepticism or counterarguments. Such dynamics are common in Western sales meetings, particularly in cutthroat, fast-changing industries. Finding common ground amid disagreements and proposing innovative yet practical solutions becomes a crucial skill for all participants. In summary, drive sales and promotion are key focuses as essential tools in Western sales meetings. The match the competitors approach lets businesses adapt quickly to changing market landscapes and gain an edge over rivals. While these terms are common, the market analysis skills, teamwork, and adaptability behind them are what truly drive sales growth. In Western business environments, sales meetings go beyond addressing short-term sales issues to focus on rethinking and planning their entire sales approach. Sales isn't just about price wars or promotions. It's a more complex process involving brand building, establishing and maintaining customer relationships, and how well the team works together. At European and American companies, these meetings typically feature strategic discussions and lively exchanges of ideas, all supported by polished communication skills. While promotion and drive sales are common buzzwords, they represent deeper business objectives and strategic considerations. First, when choosing sales strategies, Western companies tend to prioritize long-term brand value and building customer loyalty over quick wins. This becomes particularly clear in their sales meetings. Facing price competition, many sales managers propose to match the competitors, keeping prices competitive to maintain market share. While this may boost short-term sales, it may not create lasting competitive advantage. That's why balancing pricing, branding, and promotions in competitive markets remains a key discussion topic. Beyond pricing, Western companies heavily emphasize improving customer experience in their sales strategies. In the digital age, many use data analytics, personalized recommendations, and social media marketing to better understand and meet consumer needs. Recently, sales meetings have focused on blending these digital tools with traditional promotions. Some companies run engaging social media campaigns with targeted ads, while others apply pricing psychology, using differentiated pricing strategies to appeal to various customer segments. Yet despite innovative approaches, traditional sales methods remain vital. Many salespeople still depend on word of mouth, referrals, and face-to-face negotiations, especially for high-end products and services where personal relationships make the difference. To succeed, salespeople need deep product knowledge plus top-notch communication skills to build trust and close deals. This approach proves particularly effective in sectors like finance, real estate, and luxury goods, where sales teams hit their goals through sustained client engagement. Here's the improved translation incorporating the expert suggestions. In Western sales meetings, balancing innovative and traditional sales methods is another frequently discussed topic. As digital marketing keeps evolving, Many Western companies have gradually adopted online channels and social media platforms to attract and retain customers. However, in-person sales approaches and face-to-face customer interactions remain irreplaceable. Consequently, a key focus in sales meetings has become how to balance rapidly evolving digital sales with traditional approaches. For example, some companies choose to combine online and offline sales channels by introducing an O2O online to offline model to enhance customer shopping experiences and satisfaction, while others focus on online marketing, using data analytics and AI technologies to optimize ad targeting and customer recommendations to boost conversion rates. Additionally, Western companies really value teamwork and cross-departmental collaboration. In sales meetings, close cooperation between sales, marketing, and product departments often works together to boost sales. In some large enterprises, sales meetings typically include representatives from various departments, getting input from different angles to ultimately develop a comprehensive sales strategy. In such cross-functional collaborations, communication and coordination become skills every team member needs. The sales team must understand market demands and consumer feedback, while the marketing department needs to make sure the sales team understands brand positioning and promotional strategies, ensuring everyone works toward the same goal. In summary, beyond common sales strategies like drive sales and promotion, Western companies focus more on building brand value, enhancing customer loyalty, and optimizing teamwork in their sales meetings. In practice, price wars and promotions are only part of sales growth. What's more important is growing long-term through innovative sales techniques and building strong customer relationships. Faced with intense competition, these businesses have realized that only by balancing short-term and long-term objectives can they ensure lasting business success.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word. A real or specific solution to a problem.
Concrete solutions.
Increase sales.
Drive sales.
In the industry.
In the market.
Be as good as or better than other companies in the same industry.
To match the competitors.
Will not work. Will not be approved.
Will never fly.
Something done to make people aware of a product.
Promotion.
Will arrive very soon.
Be here any minute.
Thinking about.
To consider.
Excellent.
Brilliant.
As good as or better than others of the same type.
Competitive.
Make sales successfully.
Win sales.
Plans for a company's sales activities.
Sales strategy.
The process a customer goes through when deciding to buy a product.
Sales cycle.
To sell more than others.
To outsell.
When a customer buys the same brand over and over.
Customer loyalty.
Let's try that faster. Excellent.
Brilliant.
Will arrive very soon.
Be here any minute.
To sell more than others.
To outsell.
Will not work. Will not be approved.
Will never fly.
The process a customer goes through when deciding to buy a product.
Sales cycle.
Something done to make people aware of a product.
Promotion.
In the industry.
In the market.
Increase sales.
Drive sales.
Be as good as or better than other companies in the same industry.
To match the competitors.
As good as or better than others of the same type.
Competitive.
Make sales successfully.
Win sales.
Plans for a company's sales activities.
Sales strategy.
When a customer buys the same brand over and over.
Customer loyalty.
Thinking about.
To consider.
A real or specific solution to a problem.
Concrete solutions.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Drive sales. If we want to drive sales, I think we need to spend more time training our salespeople. Drive sales. The most important thing for us right now is to focus on driving sales. Drive sales. I think if we increase our marketing budget, it will help us to drive sales in the fourth quarter. I expect each of you to come to the meeting tomorrow with concrete solutions for our recruitment problem. Dale, have you come up with any concrete solution? I'm sorry, but I just can't offer any concrete solutions right now. Promotion. We can't have a sales promotion right now because our costs are too high. Promotion. The department store is offering a promotion. Everything is 50% off. Let's go shopping. Promotion. A 2-for-1 promotion might be a way to attract new customers. We guarantee that we can match the competitor's lowest price. It's impossible for us to match the competitors. Our costs are just too high. Do you think we can match the competitors' quality and still keep our price low? In the market. English Pod is the best podcast in the market. In the market. iPods are the most popular MP3 players in the market. In the market. Our product is the cheapest in the market. Will never fly. This marketing plan will never fly. We just don't have enough money for it. Will never fly. I like that idea, but it'll never fly with management. Will never fly. Brad told me his idea for a film script, but the story will never fly. It's not interesting enough. Be here any minute. Hurry up. The bus will be here any minute. Be here any minute. Nick just called. He said he should be here any minute. Be here any minute. Is everything prepared for the meeting? The CEO will be here any minute. To consider. We're considering a sales promotion. To consider. I think we need to consider a new sales strategy. To consider. Have you considered reducing the price? Brilliant. That's a brilliant idea. Brilliant. This is a brilliant marketing plan. Brilliant. What a brilliant suggestion. Thanks, Roger.
Thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed this episode and gained some new insights. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any future episodes. See you next time.